They might pay us for that.
Michigan.
Hey, I'm drinking 7-Up. It's expired, but it's still good.
It's a Coca-Cola product.
Is it really?
No, it's not. No.
Well,
they have two separate companies.
Oh,
completely.
that's right.
We like Coca-Cola too, though.
They have
Coca-Cola is one of my favorite colas.
No, it's Sprite. Sprite is
right
part
next
of
to
that group.
Pepsi.
Sprite's
Pepsi's right up there. No, I don't like Sprite. I mean, I love Sprite.
Pepsi's the best.
Pepsi is the best.
I agree. I love Pepsi.
Pepsi is nearly the
It's
best.
frozen Pepsi.
Pepsi next
Slushy
to Coke.
Pepsi.
Pepsi and Coke.
No. Yeah, it's on.
It is on. Then I love all products equally, unless you are a Coke representative that wants to pay me good money, or a Pepsi. Then I like both, and I can like one more than the other.
I was once told that if you buy Mexican Coke, not Coke, the standard, but Coca-Cola, that it tastes like old school Coke because they use different
real
sugar.
Mm-hmm. This is the kind of wisdom
If
you
go
guys
down,
are going to get from
you
us.
never went down to Honduras, did you?
No, I don't believe in
No,
that.
so we went down to Honduras, Central America, and they, everybody got the Coke, every single day, because it tasted amazing. I don't like Coke, but I even liked it down there. Everything's different.
You drink
down
Diet
there.
Coke every day.
Yeah, now.
You can buy it here.
But, they have the Mexican stuff.
You can, but you got to pay big Mexican. They won't take anything but pesos.
Pesos?
Yep,
You know
it's
what's
like
good down
100
there
pesos
is,
per bottle.
The Doritos. They had jalapeno in them. Anyway, so this is the podcast. We're finally making it, I guess.
Amen.
Yeah, it's been 2 months since you announced this, and you're finally making one.
Well,
This is your podcast?
this is mine. It's called. He made a name for it, which I'm not in total agreement with, but it's mostly for the flash effect. So people want to watch it. I call it a flash effect. It's called.
I've never heard that
Potty
before.
Talks.
No,
with
I just
Scotty.
made it up. Potty Talks with Scotty. Potty Talks with Scotty.
Yeah.
Because everyone, if you don't know it, my middle name is Scotty, with a Y, but I cut it off when I turned 18.
See, it was decades before I knew what your name really was. Half the people call you Dave, and half of them call you Scott, and Granny called you Scotty.
Scotty.
So I just called you Wilson.
Do you know how I got my name? This is a true story, everyone. About 90% of what I say is true. But this is a true story. 100%. You don't even know if I'm lying, but I'm not lying. This is a true story. I found out my real name was David Scott. I can't tell you my last name because I don't want to be world famous yet. My time has
I already
not
said
yet
it.
come. Did you say Scott Wilson? Okay. Well, okay, then I am already.
Is that against the rules on podcasts?
Yes, I make my own rules. This is my podcast. It's Potty Talks with Scotty. But anyway, I found out my real name was David. First name was David when my mother signed me up for kindergarten, and I'm ADD. And I found out later I was dyslexic too, so that kind of sucks. But the ADD was really bad, and I wasn't paying any attention because I didn't want to go to school, really. Well, I did want to go to school because my brother and sister would come home from school all the time saying, oh, I did this or that in my room, and I thought I was going to get my own room instead of having to share it with two brothers. I found that out. Didn't work out that way. I had to share it with 30 frickin' bratty, stinking 5-year-olds. But when I went to school, before school, for the first day, and this teacher lady, whatever she was, talking to my mother, she said, well, what do you want us to call him? And my mom said, well, David. And I thought, well, that's cool. So we walking out to the car, and I asked my mom, I said, does everybody get a new name when they go to school? And my mom said, what? I said, does everybody get a new name? And my mom said, no. I said, well, who's David? And she says, well, that's you. That's your name. I goes, my name is Scott. Or Scotty, I probably said. She says, no, your name is David Scott Wilson. I goes, what? So I thought every kid got a brand new name when they went to school, and I was so disappointed. And I felt like I'd been lied to my whole life. My name is Scotty, and all of a sudden I'm David.
You didn't like the name David?
I've never heard it. I'd honestly never heard my name was David till I was 5 years old. I thought, who the hell is that? I mean, who the heck is that? In case you're a G listener. But yeah, that ticked me off. So don't lie to your kids, whoever you are listening to this. Tell them the real frickin' name. Don't wait till they blast them when they're 5 years old. That's traumatic.
I'm thankful that they never called me by my middle name. My middle name is Ray.
Michael Ray.
Ray.
Michael Ray?
Like
Ray
Billy Ray?
Foshi.
No Raymond at all?
No, Raymond. Ray.
Oh, I don't like that. That's more girly sounding because my mother's middle name is Joyce
It's
Ray.
not R-A-E. It's
That's my mother's name right there.
It's R-A-Y.
You and my mom have the same middle name. I always wondered why Mike was a little girly growing up. He couldn't help it. His mom used to curl his hair and stuff. Is this really live? Not live, so you can cut all that out.
Is it editable?
Question
Edit
is,
that
will
out.
they-
We don't want anybody think of Mike as girly because he's not. He's got a beard and everything.
Some women have beards.
I
We
dated
talked
girls
about
with
this
beards. Did you talk about that this morning?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the kind of stuff I like
Come
to talk
on.
about.
You dated
My
girls
daughter,
with beards?
both.
Well,
Which one of you said that?
I did.
You?
Light beards. But, I was a hairdresser. You could bleach it. You could wax it. You could do a lot of things with these things. Girls are not necessarily ugly because they have excess facial hair.
Like plural girls. Like you dated numerous girls that
Well,
had
you have to realize I was extremely ugly in high school.
beards or mustaches.
Well, mustaches.
In reality,
okay, now
I've
I
been
got
told
beard,
that we have as
I was
many
like
makes more
beards.
sense.
I've
hair
seen.
follicles as a chimpanzee. They're just not developed.
See, I need to get my things developed. That's who Bigfoot could be. Bigfoot could be.
An overdeveloped, follicularly
Yes, he could
overdeveloped.
be more human than we are.
Follicularly
He's not
endowed.
screwed. He could be a real. Oh, I'm sorry. He could. Yes, Bigfoot could actually be a fully human dude. Just got a better hair than I. His hair?
It's fully developed.
He's got
like a
fully
chimpanzee.
developed follicles that have been blessed. He's been
I actually
blessed.
saw a hairless chimpanzee
Pansy.
on you.
Oh, that's gotta be strange. I've never seen a
Oh,
hairless
gosh.
chimpanzee.
It was really weird
I
looking.
think we call that Spencer at my house. I think is. Oh wait a minute! I didn't know he was here.
I was hairless until I was 16.
You really
I
are?
didn't have any because the first 2 years I actually could grow hair anywhere on my body, I'd burn it off on accident. Because I'd have fires.
That was true. I don't know. It was really all accidental. Just
Dude,
he's just related to his
Fire
father.
shirt.
Kind of dangerous around fire. And he had to wear a wig when he was little.
oh my gosh. Yeah, you're right. Hairless chimpanzees are disgusting. Oh my gosh.
Is that the one? Is that just a picture, or is it
Yes.
throwing stuff around? I
That's
saw
bad.
one. I'm getting mad. Isn't that gross?
That is-
Look how big her
He
muscles
looks
are.
like Hulk. Is he green? He
Is
looks
he
greenish.
green?
He
No.
looks-
Really does look like Hulk.
There's
though.
nothing-
Well, actually, he might have a.
He's got a
His
green
name's a
tint.
Mongo.
Is he? Wait a minute. Has he got alopecia
Oh
areata?
man, he's naked. Oh wait, never mind.
Holly,
He's
what
naked
is
already.
Is he? How does he get that way? Did he shave?
I doubt
No,
it.
he's got a. It's a.
genetic.
Yeah, it's called alopecia.
Alopecia areata.
Yeah.
Well, not areata. Areata means just stuck in a little small part of your hair. I had alopecia areata. You get round spots in your head. No hair grows. It's the weirdest thing. And then when it grows back white like baby hair.
I remember that.
Yeah,
I
isn't that
remember that.
awesome?
Yeah, that was crazy.
People in church would look at it and say, "Do you realize you have no hair in the back of your head?" I said, "Yeah, it's like none of your business. Are you going to pray about it, or are you just going to make fun of me?" But they never did pray about it. Maybe they did. I don't know. Maybe yes. I probably. Thank you for praying for my
So your head
bald
is
back of my
back
head.
to normal.
It came back, but
You
it
know
came
what they
back
say about
white.
assuming? You shouldn't do it.
Yeah, no, you
So,
don't want to assume
They
because
might have prayed.
it makes something out of you. It makes a butt out of you and me for you Christian listeners. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, butt out of you and me. I think.
So, yeah, since
Since we wasted all this time.
you did an explanation of why it's named what it is, but who are you as a person?
Who
For
am
people
I
that
as a
don't
person?
know you. Yeah,
Oh my word.
and then introduce your guest as well.
Oh, I am David Scott Wilson, and you know why I am David Scott Wilson. I prefer to be called Mr. Wilson by most people, or friends.
Right.
My friends can call me Mr. Who am I really? I really have no idea who I really am. I've spent most of my life trying to avoid finding that out because then what else is there? Oh, I've discovered myself. Then what are you gonna do? Jump off a cliff? This is my friend from way back. We go back, oh my word, since he moved into the
40-some
neighborhood.
years. 40
And
years.
he's cool. He got out of the hood. He at 14 he got married to his childhood sweetheart. It was about 14, 19, something like that, 12,
Yeah, something
14.
Like that. 12,
And he got out, and I was too ugly to get married till I was 26. So, and then my mom and dad just got tired of me, so they gave me my house. No, I had to buy it. For you people out there listening, I actually had to pay cash money for it. But what else? But he escaped the perils of Duffield Road. He, Mike was smart. Got married, like I said, at about 14. Had to move to Florida to do it because it's legal there, I believe. And
Yeah.
And it can be your cousin. It wasn't.
it wasn't his
Was
cousin.
not my cousin.
No.
Have you seen my cousins?
No, exactly. Just saying. I wouldn't even marry his cousins.
God.
I did. Now, one of his cousins did want to marry me, but she ended up marrying a neighbor down the road. And we don't want to go there.
That's your cousin too.
It's my cousin. Exactly.
My cousin married your cousin.
Exactly. So we're basically, we're all related. We are kind of related through Noah. If you go back further, through
Noah Wilson?
Noah Wilson. Yeah, Noah. Well, a lot of people don't know that. His last name was Noah Wilson. No, actually, Noah didn't have a last name before. There were some few people they didn't have to have last names. That would be confusing.
Maybe
though.
Noah Dad.
Noah Dad. You ain't got Noah Dad. You ain't got Noah Dad, man. I know who Noah Dad is. Was that ethnic sounding? I did not want to insult anyone with that voice. But it makes you wonder. How did they talk back then? Did Noah have an ethnicity? Did they all talk like white people?
They might have just talked in grunts. Was Noah before the Tower of Babel?
No. Wait a minute. Isn't that why Noah had? Is that why? No.
Unrelated.
I don't think it was. I think there was after the flood. Then they screwed up
it was
again.
way after the flood, for sure.
Because Noah was in chapter 6, and it wasn't chapter 5 where they had the daughters of men and the sons of God, and that's when things got screwed up. And then they had I think Tower of Babel. You can tell I'm not a pastor, but it's in Genesis somewhere. I want to say it might have been Genesis chapter 9 before they finally got around to. Gosh, I hope I can figure this out. And if I really sound stupid, what's nice about having your own podcast, I can just erase all this crap and overdub it and say, I really knew all this all along. Because I read my Bible 12 hours a day if you're my pastor. Waiting, I'm lying. Okay, I said I lied 10% of the time. That was part of the lie right there. I don't read my Bible 12 hours a day. I do think about it at least that long. Okay, I'm lying again. What else do you want to talk about?
So, how do you feel about you're talking about Alex Trebek. So,
Alex Trebek. Oh, yes, I feel terrible about that.
Sad.
So, little backstory.
Oh, we don't want to talk about this.
What is?
We were in a group setting when he started talking about Alex
He?
Trebek.
Who's he?
You.
Oh, okay.
Started talking about Alex Trebek and your hatred for him. How you wanted to kill
There
him.
ain't no other way to. I didn't say kill him.
Then about 2 days later, he comes out with a video saying he has stage 4 pancreatic cancer, I believe.
Yes, yeah. I feel terrible.
So he's gonna die, and my dad's talking about how much he hates him. Now
Doesn't have a long time to kill him.
So anyway, talk about why you hate Alex Trebek.
All right,
or why you hated. Now,
I no longer hate Alex Trebek. Everyone.
You can't hate a dying person.
No, you can't hate. You can't hate.
But why? Yeah, why would you give up hating him?
Well, okay, this actually relates right back to a story about my dad. I have to tell too, though. Why do I hate Alex Trebek? He's okay. I'm a know-it-all. I think most of us have our moments of know-it-allism, but this man gets paid millions of dollars to act like he knows everything. I do believe he's multilingual. I think he speaks many languages, so he's not stupid by any means. He's a Canadian, which is kind of a strike against him, in my opinion. If he's not Canadian, then God bless America. But I'm pretty sure he's Canadian. So he comes down here to the lower 48. He makes his millions. When I was a kid, remember he had a kid that rolled dice. People would roll dice, and it was basically a weird game show where they'd roll dice and flip numbers down off of a board. It was a true game show. And then he gets this gig for 40-some years, I believe. He's been on Jeopardy, 30, whatever. And he acts like he knows everything. Somebody will say, they'll buzz in and say, what is a tree, Alex? Oh, no, I'm sorry. The answer is, what is a bush? Well, Alex had the damn answer right there written out. I mean, he's Alex Trebek. He owns the show probably by this point. So that's why I didn't like him. He acted like he knew everything. And I made this comment that I would like to throat punch him. I didn't ever say anything about killing him. I wanted to throat punch him.
That is a lot different.
A big difference. I mean, you could throat punch.
You could survive a throat punch.
Yes, you could. Theoretically, a person can survive a throat punch from me. Theoretically. So maybe I did say I wanted to kill him, but I didn't really want to kill him. And now that he has pancreatic cancer, it's not just because he's going to die from it, probably, that I don't want to punch him anymore. I really do sincerely feel bad that because this is not a pleasant way to die. So, Alex Trebek, my best to you. And if it happens that you're not dead and the show's still going on, I would love to audition. Next. Next question.
Man.
Oh, about my dad. What was I going to tell you about my dad?
Yeah, I don't know.
It was a great story.
It related
Oh, why
to-
you hated Alec Trebek?
Yeah, related to that.
Gosh, why did it? It'll probably come to me. Huh. I have no idea. I might want to mention right here that I have the beginnings of vascular dementia, according to one gerontologist. And this is not a joke. So that's basically why we really want to have podcasts, so I can watch them or listen to them myself in like 10 years from now, or maybe 10 weeks, and go, wow, I never knew that. It's basically storing my memories. So I don't know what I wanted to tell a story about my dad about. When it comes to me, I'll just break in and make sure I tell you it. Where was I?
So-
Where
Your
was I
dad
going?
is legendary.
My dad was legendary. Well, yeah, you don't never quit being a
Tell the
legend.
story about the sparkler. You tell it better than I did when I was holding the sparkler and I was looking at it.
This is a good one about Mike. This is on Mike. We were doing. This was illegal back at the time, and we were all minors, so we could all go to jail for even telling this story. So you want to turn up the volume, everyone. We had, I don't know, I guess we had lady fingers. They were little small firecrackers. We had all kinds of these stupid things that we
Sparklers.
wasted our money on. And we had sparklers. And my dad was, you'd have to know my dad. He was just a very strange man. He might have been stranger than me in some ways.
But
He didn't
strange
talk a
in a
lot,
funny way.
Yeah, strange in a funny way. Yeah, and he said exactly what was on
You
his
could
mind.
say something like real gruff, and it'd still be like you'd still laugh.
You'd
about
laugh
it.
at him after you left the room usually, but he Mike had a sparkler in his hand, and he's just holding it as I recall. Mm-hmm. And my dad said, "Well, throw the damn thing, you dumb shit," and turned around and went back in the house. Now, you got to bleep all that out. But believe me, after you listen to that, it was funny if you didn't have to bleep it. But anyway, that was my dad right there in a nutshell. So I think Mike threw it because he was afraid that my dad would shoot him or something. My dad was a strange man.
One time I left marks all over your porch.
Oh, you got to tell that story.
Black tire marks.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah,
I was
you
sitting on the
should
porch, and I was sitting on my bike, rocking back and forth, and left all these black lines across the porch. And I was afraid to go over for like 3 weeks straight. I stayed home because I didn't want to have to face his dad about why I got black marks all over the porch.
You want to tell him? You got to tell him the story now, or I'll tell it. About what my dad said to you
About painting?
painting. Yeah.
His thing about painting his porch. I said, "Why don't you paint it red?" He said, "Why don't we paint Foshi's balls red?"
Now, if you did that today's
You gotta
world,
bleep that out, but it was hilarious. Like, I guess you don't like the idea of red.
yeah, I gotta say, he did not like red. Oh, he'd be mad at your dad's barn right now. He'd probably call up the township. I got an ugly red barn over there. Oh, yeah, my dad was very persnickety about some things.
What else? He was funny.
Yes,
I
he
like
was.
Bill.
Yes,
Mr.
gosh.
Bill
the
Wilson.
kids across the street called him the Godfather because he would be sitting in the front yard and they'd be outside without shoes on, just bare feet, and he'd say, "Hey!" and they'd look over here and they'd say, "What? Get some damn shoes on." And they'd go in the house
Get their shoes.
and get their shoes on. Now, why would anybody put their shoes on? It's got some crazy old man sitting in a lawn chair tells them to put their shoes on. But it's in their own yard. It's like he came to our house. He was strange.
Used to make me want to smoke. He smoked Pall Mall, no filters.
Nope.
In the morning, it'd be like we getting ready waiting for the bus for school. It'd be below zero because it was before global warming.
Yep.
And he'd sit there, and the sun would be shining from the east in through that front window, and then he'd be smoking cigarettes and drinking coffee and watching Good Morning America.
Yep. Good
And
morning,
we got to
Mike.
face school, and it's 10 below outside or 30, whatever. So cold, and I thought, man, it's so nice. I'd like to be sitting home and smoke cigarettes and drink coffee
Exactly.
when it's cold instead of going out to school.
Oh, if we
The
could
smoke, you
have.
can see the smoke and you can see it in the, reflecting in the sunlight, the cigarette smoke coming up.
The hazy.
Yeah, he
It was-
made smoking very appealing.
Yes.
I try to smoke Pall Mall no filters, but I always got like tobacco in my mouth. But I'd smoke and you go.
Yep. He spit it out. That's the
spit
exact
it
same
out.
noise. Do
Yeah.
that noise again. Yeah, you can't make that noise up. I hope that picked it up.
That was the noise from him spitting tobacco out because he smoked non-filtered Pall Mall.
I can't do it. That
Pall
was
Mall, whatever. Pall Mall.
Pall Malls. Yep.
It's like this, like you're getting it off the end of your tongue.
Yep.
And I did that, but I gave up on the no filters because I couldn't stand getting tobacco in my mouth.
Ugh. Yeah.
I don't smoke now.
That's smart.
No, smoking is
Cancerous.
kids. if you're listening to this, kids, you probably shouldn't be listening to this actually because you're too young. But if you've not yet started smoking, don't start smoking. Just buy those things that.
Vapes?
Yeah, buy those instead. I'm just joking. Don't buy none of that crap.
I went to a pulmonologist once, and he asked me if I smoked, and I said yes, but I didn't inhale, and he laughed. He laughed because Bill Clinton had said that about smoking marijuana. He smoked pot, but he didn't inhale.
I didn't inhale.
That's what I did. I smoked, but I didn't
Why would
inhale.
you do that?
You just chew it.
I didn't inhale. I just chewed this. I never.
Chew the nicotine up.
Drag on it, or hit on it.
Uh-oh.
I can't say it because it's incriminating.
Oh.
We can beep it out later.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Oh, I can't say that either.
I don't feel like editing, so.
Dude,
Oh,
we can
good.
beep anything out.
No, we don't want. I know what you
I don't
know exactly
wanna
what.
beep anything.
Talking about Billy,
Dude, I could put this
No,
in
maybe
the studio
not.
and just cut it out.
one of your parties, your Oktoberfest parties.
Oh, yeah, we can't tell that story. I think all the yes. Said have. Yes. Oh yeah, we used to do. I never inhaled myself. In case
It
you
was like this.
Oh, we did do a lot of. I remember that night.
The pumpkin lady. Was that the same night or a different night?
No, it was a totally different night. The pumpkin. You were there for the pumpkin lady?
Yeah. I
Wait,
remember stepping
talk
in.
about the pumpkin lady.
Oh, I
Yeah.
had a party.
Oktoberfest. His October
Yeah,
parties.
that's right. I think that was like probably the very first Oktoberfest. We used to have these parties. I had these parties, and these weird people would all come. And I had a girl that I was in beauty school with.
Is that who she was?
Yeah, she was a friend of. No, I think she actually went to school with me. A whole bunch of girls came. Remember that night? That was the night some guy drove his. We thought he was going to drive into our house. He
Yeah.
dropped this girl off or whatever.
It was her dad.
Her dad.
He went to the movies and dropped her off to the party to get wasted.
Yes, and she did.
And she did.
And I don't remember the story too well. Oh, I remember.
Tommy
it.
come in, he said, "Oh, somebody busted a pumpkin on your porch." And then we started looking at it, and it was vomit.
Yeah,
He said, swearing he was in stocking feet, too. He was
Yeah.
outside with no shoes on. He stepped in that with stocking feet.
somebody
He
busted a
puked.
pumpkin. It was her. She'd been on a new. She was a rather.
Ton.
Oh,
She
God.
kind of. She was carrying some excess tonnage. I would say, is a nice way to put it.
Large.
A larger girl, big boned, and she was on a carrot diet.
Is that what that was?
It
That's why
was
looked
carrots.
Like pumpkin.
Yes,
Oh,
everybody-
God.
yes, it was carrots. So
Oh,
she
no.
threw it up, and Tommy
he
stepped
stepped
in
in
it.
it.
So we called her Pumpkin Lady or Pumpkin Girl. I forget.
Pumpkin girl, something like
And
that.
we called that to her face, but she was drunk and she couldn't chase us and kill us or eat us. That was not a funny. We got to cut that out. I did hear a funny.
Oh, man.
I heard a
That's not getting
podcast.
cut
I don't know
out.
if I can get in trouble for this.
No.
Uh, Can I talk about it? If
Yeah,
somebody else,
talk about it.
They must have taught. They told like 20 fat jokes in a row. And some of you people listening at home, just imagine you're not fat and you'll think these are funny. Maybe I don't know. But the only one that just sticks in my head was the guy said he.
I'm
Was,
fat and I think these are funny.
exactly. That's what I thought. You could take a joke. But there was one about the guy. He was so this. I forget. It was something about being so fat that their belly button echoed, and I thought that is cool, and that's why I can still remember it.
Oh.
And I actually am getting so fat myself. I'm gaining tonnage around my middle, and I used to have. I don't know. I had a neutral belly button for most of my life. It was neither in or out, and now it's definitely an innie because it's amazing. I guess that it doesn't get any. So I wonder how deep it goes. I guess I should measure it. I could probably, instead of measuring my waist to see how fat I'm getting, I can measure the depth of my belly button.
I wonder if you can get a gauge for your belly button.
I think
Belly
you
button
can.
gauge. We could do that.
Umbilical gauge.
Oh, if we patented it, if we came up with the idea of a belly button lint remover / depth gauge.
Oh,
we
I
could
gotta
make
go on
money
a diet.
that. Exactly.
I've got like 14 centimeters
If you can just,
of depth.
you know those things that are like just open up and drink, like the things on coolers and like
pop.
yeah, no, like where you
Beers.
can empty a
It'd
cooler
be
with
cooler,
water,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
like
yeah,
the little
yeah.
like flip open thing. You just do that for your stomach. Empty your stomach out, boom, 2 seconds. Just pop it out of your belly button, like, open up your stomach. All the contents just.
That's
falls
not
right
how
out.
it works, man.
No.
It could.
No, we had those.
20 years
called,
of technology. It'll
We
be.
call-
You could put a
I don't
valve.
think So we call
Put a
those.
valve in
They call that a tube feed. Actually, I'm a nurse, and that's actually what it is. I mean, there's a hole that goes to your stomach.
It's
Because
just supposed to go in.
This is kind of disgusting talk. It's not
Yeah,
disgusting,
how did
but
we
sad.
integrate into? Oh, we talked about the pumpkin lady, the pumpkin
Yeah.
girl, whatever.
It would have been so much easier for her to not have to throw up on
One time I was over there drunk and sick. I was crawling on my hands and knees, throwing up, and his sister, your aunt,
Yeah, Nancy.
you said the name. No.
I now we have to pay her a little bit, probably.
She said, "Look, Allison, a doggy." And I was like, "Shut up."
I forgot.
She had
about that
no
part.
compassion at all.
No, she doesn't. She still doesn't. If you're listening to this, Nancy, you're just so mean to me. Still, she dropped me on my head several times
On purpose.
as a baby. Well, she said, "Oh, it's an accident. I was 6 years old when you were born." She thought I was a doll, so she would carry me around, probably
Upside
by
down.
the neck. I'm thinking. And then she dropped me. We had hardwood floors throughout our house, no carpeting, and I was dropped on my head several times. You'll have to ask her. I have her on the
That
show
explains
sometime.
a lot. Now I never heard that story.
Exactly. You've never heard that story. She says that I always blame her for me being. I could have been like a rocket scientist. She hadn't dropped me on my head. She says,
Oh,
"Do you
my
realize
gosh.
I'm probably the reason you're as smart as you are?" And I thought, there's really no way to prove it. I might be the way I am because I dropped on my head, but she might have made me smarter than I would have been. Think about that.
It's true.
I mean,
You heard the story knock some sense into you? Maybe she knocked some sense into me as a young child. As an infant.
is that scientifically backed up knocking sense into someone?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I made it up,
That's
so it's
true.
got to be true.
I've done a lot
got
of
a
foolish
science
things.
background.
My dad
That's
knocked
a
sense into
90%.
me. I stopped doing the dumb things.
Exactly. When you tell your child, I'm going to knock some sense into you. Of course, now you can't do that because you go to jail for looking at your kid funny, but my
You know-
dad would knock some sense
You know
into
what
you.
else his dad said? It was cracked me up too. He said that Mark's only one kid, but sounds like there's 7 of them over here. They used to call our family the Loudons.
The Loudons. Yes, he did, didn't he? So I changed it to the Loud
Uncle
family.
Eric?
The Loud family. Huh?
Allison's dad?
No,
Bill.
my dad.
Oh.
Yeah, my dad had a name for everybody in the neighborhood.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Loudons.
the Loudons, because they were Loudons over here.
Remember that time my dad I was supposed to clean the garage and I didn't? And he's like throwing my bike out and throwing all the stuff out of the garage. And I'm like, better not go home now.
No, you stayed at my
He's
house
like-
for a couple of extra hours. The garage got cleaned when he got home, though.
Oh, man.
What was the? There was always stories about this house over here
There's a million stories about
because
it
it was
everywhere.
loud. Yeah, I got stung by a bee over here one time because I was the stupid slow one. There was some ground bees or whatever you call these.
Over
things.
there?
Yeah, yellow
I
jackets
remember
or
that. I
something.
got stung too, I think.
You probably got the worst of it.
That was the first place I got stung. Obviously, like, probably 30
It's probably a
years
colony.
difference.
These things that
I
there's probably a queen down there. This is as big as this 7-Up.
Yeah.
7-Up, a
Still
great
laying
drink,
eggs.
even when it's expired. I mean, it was just. There's got to be because it's probably the same colony, but
Right over there.
we poured gasoline, everything, and then we lit it on fire.
We went out at night, and I didn't know that bees fly at night. They flew straight at me and got on my back and stung
Stung
my
you.
2 yellow
They got
jackets.
me. And I don't do well with
That's
stings.
nasty.
I don't like stings. But this whole neighborhood was cursed by ground bees at one time, I think. But this was the worst. This was like a horror. Could have made a horror movie over here about ground bees.
I think the nature of bees in general and wasps has changed because when I was a kid, you just walk by the nest within 7 feet of any wasp nest and they would sting you.
Yeah.
Now you can walk right up to them and they just raise their wings up.
They're
Like they're threatening.
the word has gotten out that we really can sting. I think that's what it is.
They probably know. Now everybody knows that they
Yeah,
stink, so they don't
that's
have
right.
to sting
They
us.
tell they got
Social
keep.
media.
Your social media, everybody's
Social
like,
bee
"Well, we know
media."
what they are."
They probably talk to each other. They probably tell you, "Nah, you ain't got to sting. Don't kill yourself. You only get one sting. Don't waste it on that stupid human. He's not coming back." But when we were kids, they were dumb. I think they would just sting us because it's worth it. It's worth it to die to kill that one human. Well, I didn't. Well, I never died from any, but I know people that are allergic to bee stings. So you could die, kids. Do not do this
Some
at
people
home.
do die. Don't try getting stung at home.
Yeah, don't get stung at home,
It's
please.
unpleasant.
Definitely don't just go outside and irritate like a whole wasp nest. That's nuts.
Wise.
Did anybody start a timer on this show? Because I have no idea how long these things
It's
are
like
supposed to
30
be.
minutes right now.
30 minutes? Are you bored yet, people? I don't know how these things work, but I know that on some on YouTube, people will say, fast forward to 30 minutes, 1 second or something, and then you can be done with the
There's
show.
probably some kind of elaborate prank that he's gonna like post on his Facebook page.
Oh, is this going to be on Facebook?
You
Yeah.
put it on your Facebook page.
I'll put it on his Facebook.
He's
He's got one for the page.
I totally apologize for this. All my friends that thought I was a good person before this.
I mean, we can just beep it out.
Oh, I don't care about the cussing. Maybe I don't know I cuss. Well, I don't cuss all the time, though, people. But I didn't.
Do you want me to beep him out or no?
Oh, I don't care. I think it's hypocritical because I mean, if you beep it, everybody's gonna know there was a beep, and you're all gonna try to fill in the beep themselves. I always hated that because when I was, well, if you're too young, just don't listen to this. And if you're too old and will be insulted, well, just get over yourself.
You want me to put a 13+ warning on it?
Yeah, something like that.
PG-13.
Like,
Yeah, we'll just do a 13+ now.
wait a minute. Did I say anything a 13-year-old shouldn't hear? I
No.
didn't say like the
You
George
didn't say
Carlin's.
anything what 13-year-olds say.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh. You mean I could get worse so you kids could learn something? Huh? Let me think. I don't know anything, actually.
How long do you want your episodes to be? Do you want them like...
I know I would like people that are listening to this to think of a theme song or write one so it wouldn't cost me nothing.
We're going to write a theme song.
Oh, we got. Oh, are we gonna have real words too? And I can sing it.
Yeah, I can auto-tune your voice to make it sound
You don't need to auto-tone this voice, baby.
good. Yeah, we do.
This voice
A
is
lot.
good. What was I singing earlier
Is it
today?
gonna sound like?
White Christmas, and I sing that. Let me sing a little bit of White Christmas for you, and then we can end it, I
no.
guess. All right. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, la 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 la, just like the ones I used to know. How's that, folks? In your comments, if there is such a thing, is there gonna be comments?
I don't know.
You should have comments, and
Probably.
you should
We'll
tell
figure
me
it
what
out.
you really
sound
think of
just
my
like
voice.
Bling Crosby.
Didn't I sound just like Bing Crosby? I did to myself.
Bling.
In my head, I'm phenomenal.
Bling? Did you say bling?
Bling Crosby.
How did Bing Crosby die already? Like he's really
He's
old,
been dead
right?
a
Like,
long
okay.
time.
Since
Yeah, like if-
70s.
I think
He died
early
of cancer
70s.
in his 70s, probably in the 70s.
If Bing Crosby came back as like a rap artist, that's what his name would be.
Bling
Bling
Crosby.
Crosby.
Yeah.